This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Today we're going to talk about the aftermath. The aftermath. What happens after everything that's taken place? Talking particularly today about Chris Rock. I'm going to give some pointers today that I think is going to be very helpful and very useful, not just for Chris Rock, but for you. Because game is not just predicated to just getting women or talking and things like that, but it's on all levels. Levels. Game is on multiple levels. Join us today as we go and talk about the aftermath. What could Chris Rock do now? Let's go into the show. Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams. We are live today with the Thinking Class. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat room, everyone that's listening, those in the clouds, those who will listen later. We are live today. Good to have everyone here for the Thinking Class. Let me check, make sure everything is rolling right here. Good. So yeah, you're live here. Let me get this ticker going right here. I never forgot something. A ticker. And here it is. So shout out to everyone. We're talking about the aftermath. Now, it's been 8 days since the whole situation took place with Chris Rock, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett. News has been flooded and inundated. We're jaded by all the information with Chris Rock and Will Smith and all of that. But what we have to do is step into the next level, and we need to talk about the aftermath. What is the aftermath? The aftermath. The aftermath. What takes place then? The aftermath is when you look at everything that's taken place and you step back and begin to be objective of what was taking place. In any course in your life, anything that you do, a situation may happen, just as well it happened with Chris, because today we focus on Chris, tomorrow we focus on Will, Wednesday we're focusing on Jada. But today we're focusing on Chris particularly because I want to focus on him. I want to be very clear when I focus on Chris Rock. He's the one who the incident was propagated against with him getting slapped. Whether it was real or unreal, or wherever the case may be, it wasn't cool and it was completely wrong. Now he took it like a G, he took it to the chin, because you can see, if you look at the couple of videos of many angles, you see that he flinched. But understanding the game or understanding where he was, he knew that this wasn't the place to do something against Will Smith. But what he had to do is think on his feet quickly so that it wouldn't turn into something bad. But now that we understand that, we need to think of now, what does Chris do? What does Chris Rock do after this situation? How does he tackle this situation? How does he move forward? How does he process? Where does he go now? Who does he talk to? Does he talk to lawyers? Does he sue? Does he talk to the academy? What does Chris do now? I think that's an important question that we all need to really think about when it comes to this situation, the aftermath. It's taking place, it's done, it's 8 days, it's completely over. It's not completely over when I am saying that the situation has taken place. So the aftermath has to be looked at right clearly right now. So one of the things I'm an advocate for, and I'm going to say this, and especially when you're part of the thinking class, this is what you have to do. As much as people don't want to do it, the first thing that Chris Rock has to do, whether we agree with it or not, because a lot of us get into our emotions and, oh, I ain't going to do that. He has to forgive Will Smith. As much as we don't like it, you may not agree with me, but he has to forgive Will Smith so that he can clearly move to the next step. Why do you say he needs to forgive him? Because if he does not forgive him and he begins to get resentment and begins to turn into other things inside of him, it can turn dangerous. As you already seen, I don't know if you guys seen in the news or whatever the case may be, where Chris Rock's brother, Tony Rock, who I met in person down in Atlanta, cool guy, chilled, it can turn to how his brother is responding, and it turns into now a West Coast, East Coast beef, and I'm saying East Coast, West Coast beef, but it turns into now we have a group of black men who are upset, and they have every right to be upset, but it turns into a situation that gets even more uglier. It gets even more uglier. Why does it get even more uglier? Because now no one's taking the time to say, let us reason first within ourselves. I'm not saying for Chris Rock to completely to say forgiveness is going to take place immediately, but he got to take the first step, and he has to forgive first himself and forgive Will Smith and forgive Jada Pickett or Jada Smith. He has to forgive himself. He has to forgive Will Smith, and he has to forgive who? Jada Pickett Smith. Why do you say that? The moment he forgives himself, first he has to forgive himself. The moment he forgives himself, he frees himself from the situation. I don't care what you're going through or where you've been. Any therapist or any psychologist or anyone would tell you, the first person, what's going on, Tara? The first person that you have to forgive is yourself. So Chris Rock has to forgive himself. First, got to forgive himself. Because in his mind, I don't care where you at, you're playing the tape of what you coulda, shoulda, woulda done under other circumstances or at that moment. And what happens is when you don't forgive yourself, you begin to beat yourself up because you feel I could have did something different. I should have did something different. I should have just responded a different way. I should have got back in his face. But Chris Rock has to forgive himself. I know most people don't want to hear this. They want to be on the parade. Go get Will. Go get Will. Go kill Will. But if we understand the power, we're talking about the spiritual side and the game coming together, the power of forgiveness. And it first has to be forgiving himself. Shout out to you, Joe Blast. He has to forgive himself. When he forgives himself, it frees him now to go to the next step, which is to forgive who? Will Smith. So let me say that order again. You have to forgive yourself, or Chris Rock has to forgive himself in order to free himself to forgive Will Smith. Then takes it to the next level where he's able to what? Forgive Jada Pinkett. And if you understand when we talk about the sciences here, or we talk about it, you realize Jada and Will are all some aspects of Chris Rock. It will make sense tomorrow. Jada and Will are all some aspects of Chris Rock. So that's why it's first is important that he forgives himself. Then he goes to the next level. And this is a process. This does not happen overnight. He goes to the process of forgiving himself. Then he goes to the process of forgiving who? Will Smith. Go through that process. Then he goes on the process of forgiving Jada Pinkett. But none of this will work. And I'm saying it again, none of this will work if he never learns to forgive himself. Let me see what Joe Blass said, because he said something very important. Self-forgiveness can be very freeing once you recognize it. But until then, it's a damn battle. Correct. And that's the point I want to make. I want Chris, and Chris, if you're listening, paying attention, you're a publicist or anybody listening, first process, I don't care, everything else, gotta forgive yourself. Then it takes to the next level, and you forgive Will Smith, you forgive Jada Pinkett, and you forgive everything around you. That's so important. I want to make sure I lay my hat there and make sure you understand, you got to do that. The next thing, and I know I'm going pretty fast, is 42. The next thing is this. He has to not play the victim. Chris Rock cannot go another day playing a victim in this situation. He cannot play the victim in this situation. I know it will be good. He's the one who got perpetrated against. He's the one that's been assaulted or smacked, or we've been joking at work calling him Slappy. He's been slapped and everything like that. But he has to not play the victim. He cannot play the woe is me. And if you look at his life, you look at his TV show is reflection of a person who has played the victim all his life. At this juncture in his life, he cannot play the victim anymore. This is a pivotal time for Chris Rock and everyone watching, for him not to play the victim anymore. He cannot play the victim anymore. Why do I say that? It's because he's been bullied since he was a kid. So I see something on my phone. He's been bullied since he was a kid. He's dropped out of school. You don't know all the stuff behind the scene that he's gone through. But if we understand the science or the laws that we talk about here on the thinking class, when you play the victim, everyone treats you as the victim. When you play the victim, everyone treats you as the victim, or as the victim and not the victor. And the victim normally, whether we want to admit it or not, normally gets smacked again, beat down, talked about, treated even worse, because they are the victim. The world, whether we like it or not, the world has no respect for a victim. They empathize with you. Okay, good. I'm sorry that you went through that. But in reality, let's keep it 100%. The victim only stays the victim, and everyone views them and perceives them as the victim. And as a man, yes, this situation happened. Yes, it took place on national TV. Yes, it's around the world. But his stance should be, I am now a victor, not I am the victim. Because yes, you will ensue great sympathy. Everyone will feel sorry for you. Everyone, we're going to put you in the movie. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do that for you. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a slight disdain for you because you have now embraced the embodiment of playing the victim. How long will, and this is not just for Chris Rock, these are many men and women, but I'm talking, this is a men's channel. How long are you going to play the victim or play the victim card? How long are you going to say, this is the way I need to go before I need to stand up on my own? When you play the victim, this be very clear. When you play the victim, you actually you rob yourself, or let me say it another way, you slap yourself out of power. When you play the victim, you slap yourself or you pull yourself out of power because now you're giving the power away and not acknowledging the power that's inside of you. When you play the victim, you actually give your power away. You're saying to the world and those around you, yo, feel sorry me. I don't got it all together. Things ain't working out. You know, I got slapped. I don't know what I'm going to do. No. The best thing that Chris can do and anyone else that's in a situation is to stand on his 10 toes and realize I got my power. I will be victorious. This is not the end. And the amazing thing that we already seen that Chris has done, he went a couple of days later or whatever the day was to Boston or wherever it was. He did his comedy show. What did he do? He's talked about it for a few seconds and he did his material. He's letting the world know I am not a victim. I'm know what to tell you, but the world has no respect for victims. I know a lot of people, them, your mom and your cousin and all of them, and people want to play the victim. And Amy, I see you out there. You want to you want to be the victim. And I was traumatized, man, all of this. And everybody want to play the victim because they want the sympathy and they want the attention. But the reality of it is a man must stand on his 10 toes and say, no, I ain't playing the victim no more. Man, I got many slaps over my time. Right. That's the thing. And I want you to really understand that. No one's going to, this is the thing. When you play the victim, you looking for someone else to save you versus you saving yourself. When you play the victim, you're looking for others to save you and not you save yourself. Chris Rock is exhibiting that right now. So I want you to really understand the first thing he has to do, he has to forgive himself, Will, Jada, and everything else. Next thing you do, he cannot play the victim in none of this. You got to stand, no, you know what? I seen what happened, and we're going to deal accordingly. And he knows how to articulate, tell a joke, whatever the case may be, that he would not play the victim. The next thing he must do, he must get his team together. And how do we execute a plan from a place of victory and not from a place of victimhood? So you got to get his team together. He got to get his team together. And the thinking cloud, you realize that you can't do this by yourself. You cannot do this by yourself. You're going to need a team of people who are objective and not full of their emotions. Shout out to his brother, Tony. Good guy, met him. I said it before. Good guy. Met him down in Atlanta. Good guy, solid. He's talking because he's saying something because that's his brother. Actually, his big brother. And who wants somebody to do that to their big brother out in public? So Tony has every right within reason to say what he's saying and to be upset about what took place to his brother. My brother was here, he'll do the same thing and vice versa. So it's understandable. It's understandable why Tony Rock is saying what he's saying. And there's a lot of them. I didn't know it was that many brothers and one sister. It's a lot of them. But to take it into a place where we're only dealing on a physical level and not on a mental level where we can sit down and reason together, there's the problem. Because now the image of men, especially black men, is only that we are good enough to fight, but not to reason together. Said 10, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of kids. Father, what's going on, Black Jack? Yeah, 10, that's a lot of kids. So I want to make sure we emphasize that. He has to get a team and he got to get his family in check. Yo, pull it in. We're going to all eat off of this situation because I ain't playing the victim. I'm playing the victor. We're going to all eat off of this. But let's pull it in and let's think strategically. Yeah, we can make these idle threats and say this what we'll do because now it's going to ensue. Everyone's going to get attention. But what you do behind the scenes is now you time to negotiate how we work, how we get with Will Smith's team and my team, Chris Rock's team, to navigate what we need to do next. If they play their cards correctly, this can turn around and be a win-win situation for all parties. If they play their cards correctly, they can play it where they come in public together and then they move past each other, or they talk, they shake their hands. They can play it where Chris now in the movie he smacks Will back. It's so many angles that they can be played with this, but it only takes place behind the scenes when both teams come to an amenable agreement on what they need to do and how they need to move forward. Because really, there's so much money on the table. But the most important thing is the image of men, but especially Black men, on how they handle this. This is what's going to be spotlighted right now. How are the Black men who are paid, educated, or have some skills, they have a very excellent skill set, how are they going to act in this situation? Or act really? How are they going to perform? How are they going to deal with this? Are they going to steal what's going on, Kenosha? Or are they going to be barbaric and fight it out and turn into an East Coast Biggie and Tupac situation, Suge Knight against Puffy situation? Or are they going to come together behind the scenes without everybody knowing, without TMZ knowing, without us knowing, and work these things out and have a conversation? That's what's missing. So the first thing, he has to forgive. He has to not play the victim. Second of all, third of all, he must get his team together separately. Got to get his team together. That team could include a lawyer. That team can include a publicist. That team can include getting his family tightened together. That team could, I think his mother should alive because, hey, let us reason together how we're going to handle this and how we're going to make money off it, because there's money on the table. If you don't think it's money on the table, I'll give you a situation, or I'll give you an example. Many years ago, there was this boxer who was boxing another boxer named Holyfield. His name is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson and were going and they were boxing, and Mike Tyson came up and bit his ear, bit Holyfield's ear. What he bit Holyfield's ear. I can't believe he did that. It was a big thing. Everybody rolled Mike. He was crazy. Maybe he was on drugs. Where was Allah? Where was God at? I thought, where's Don King? And you can see the piece of the ear on the floor and everything like that. Mike Tyson bit the guy's ear. I seen recently in an interview, Mike Tyson, very wise man, very, 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 very intelligent man. He said, what I had to do is I had to own the situation. I had to own what I did. Let me say that again. Mike Tyson said, I had to own what I did. Now that he owned it and he acknowledged it, that what he did was completely wrong, he moved forward years later, and he's already been in the cannabis business. He's going to make cannabis gummy bears of an ear, or a piece of an ear. How strategic is that? He already he owned the situation that it was wrong, but now he said, you know what? I'm going to use this as a strategic game to now sell my gummies, my kind of cannabis. So all y'all like cannabis, stuff, to sell my cannabis gummies. Instead of making a gummy bear, he's making a gummy piece of an ear or an ear. That's going to get more bang for the punch than doing the gummy bears like everyone else is doing. Plus, if it's Mike Tyson, you're automatically going to associate him with what? What he did to Holyfield. Why do I say all of that? In this situation, it took years later for it to actually die down, but everybody still remember the situation with what Mike Tyson did to Holyfield. But he looked at it away, he owned it, but he looked at it away. How can I remarket this so it benefits me from what the mistake that I made? So even with Chris Rock getting his team together, they had to look strategically, how do we move this to the next level? Yeah, we're gonna get that. Peter R. What's going on? Needs to divorce Jada is an illegitimate adulterous relationship to begin with. So we're talking about Chris Rock today. We'll get to Jada on Wednesday, and we'll talk about Will tomorrow, Will Smith tomorrow. But today we're talking about Chris Rock. So now they got his team together and they're executing. Now, like I said, next thing they need to do is talk with Will's team. You need to talk to Will Smith's team. They need to have a conversation with the tape off, or they need to meet in a place secluded where they can actually do that and reason together. Talk it out. What's going on? What's going on, Bernie M? They need to talk it out. They need to talk it out. Once they talk it out and they come in agreement and they sign papers, pay attention to what I'm saying. They sign legal documents. This is what we're going to do to proceed forward. If I need to pay you for damages and all like that, let's take care of that right here. We could handle it in court, but let's handle it behind the scenes for an undisclosed amount so that we can move forward. It's not that Will Smith does not have it. Now that they move past that point, we need to go to the next thing. And I really skipped a step, what was we talked about the family and everything like that, but we also need this. They need to go on a campaign. This is how men handle business. This is how men at this caliber. And I know a lot of people will say, well, these are high class men. How dare they do that? High class is not just money. High class is also character. So men of this financial status and character, now they need to see us now working together. There needs to be a campaign to say, this is how a situation that was bad and I was completely wrong, Will Smith, this is how we need to move forward. You said, I think giving Chris Rock a role in the entertainment company will had to make them a partners to open up the network for Black. Yeah, that will be a good move. But it's imperative that we see that they work together. They may not want to work together. What's going on? The editor is even in here. They may not make their money. Like you said, money is a magnifier of your character. That's very true. But this is going to be a really, really, really open the eyes to everyone, because if they can, and I'm not saying this, please understand, all things I'm saying are we hope could happen. But what I am saying is, what we do want to happen is this. They work together, whether they like each other or not, and they resolve the issues what happen. And let me repeat this again. It's not going to happen overnight. So don't even come on here, Will or Chris or Jada, anybody listening to it in the entertainment business. I understand that this is not going to happen overnight. But here at the thinking class, we just don't think. We're thinking of solutions to take it to the next level. So I understand that this process that I'm talking about is not a one-day process, everything good, everybody sign papers, no, this may take a couple years. This may take a couple moments to let this wave ride out. There may be some things done to Will Smith and to some things financially, or happen to Will Smith and Jada, and it may happen to even Chris Rock. So it's important that we understand that this takes a process. So it doesn't happen overnight. But this would be a prime opportunity whenever it takes place for these two gentlemen to work together. And even if they don't work together, that their companies come together and work in some kind of way. Or even Chris Rock is even doing a comedy skit and then he brings out Will Smith and he smacks him, whatever the case may be, that they resolve this in a way with such class. I'm tired. We don't need no more. We don't need no more Biggie and Tupac. We don't need no more West Coast, East Coast. We don't need this one against that one. I understand that it gets money. I understand that it gets blogs and everybody get to talk, everybody get to eat. But at the end of the day, there should be a voice of reasoning, and I thank you, Sigma, of wisdom coming out of this situation. Even if they have to go, they cannot resolve together. If they need to go to where Minister Farrakhan, whether you agree with him or not, and go talk to him, go talk to someone who is older, who is wiser, to actually work this out. Right, thank you. Yeah, we wave no more respect to Rob. We need peace. Right. So I'm telling you, it is imperative that these men get some wisdom from people. We understand his brothers, Chris Rock's brothers, gonna turn up. That just part. That's hey, they're from Brooklyn. If Jono was here, he'll tell you Brooklyn. They're about that, son. My guy, you would get it. I understand. When do we as a culture become professional? I saw the professionalism in I saw the professionalism in brother Rock. Right, he was professional, but Will Smith was not. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. About how important it is, especially. Let me say this. Like you said, enough drama. Especially, we need to make sure that our image. That's why I did the broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the floor like they just don't care. If you know that line, you know it's from The Message. Don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to what? Lose my head. Ha ha ha. Please understand, a lot of us are watching this, whether we want to admit it or not, especially as men and black men. We're watching this and saying, this is how they do it. This is how you handle it. Because every person, I'm not saying everyone, a lot of people will be in a situation where it may not be a physical smack. It could be an emotional smack. It could be a financial smack. It could be a smack to this situation that somebody does, and you need to know how to handle it the correct way. So I want to make sure we emphasize the importance of what Chris Rock actually can do in this situation and as he already has, exhibited some level of a very high level of professionalism, because he did it not just for the culture, but he did it for himself and his dignity. Let me get what Peter R says. I like to see Chris Rock and Real do a comedy movie together. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. That would be funny, actually. Chris Rock and Will Smith do a comedy movie together. They will get so much money because of this. Please understand, there is, and I'm saying it again, there is money, money, on the table. And if they play their cards right, everyone gonna eat good. Everyone is going to eat. You have Tony Rock coming there. He can do his skit and how he upset and do all that, bring it into the movie. Chris comes in there and does his way he delivers. Will comes in and do the way he delivers. Maybe have somebody with a ball hand in there, whatever the case may be. There's so many ways to tackle this so that everyone eats, not for generations, but for the third generation down. Could be Beta Camel smack, Bay smack could be Bay Smack, Bay, could Base Campbell Smack. Okay, I got you. So that's so it's so many angles to this. But at first it starts with Chris Rock. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Will Smith and what he needs to do. Because there's some strategic things that he needs to do because they are on his asphalt for what he's did. They are on his butt for what he's did. If someone can find out what is the month and day of Chris Rock's birthday, and that is the number for today. The month and the day of Chris Rock's birthday, that is the number for the month and the day. That's the number for the day for Chris Rock, for the angel number for today. The month and the day of his birthday, that is the number today for Chris Rock for today's angel number. You can find that number for me. What is Chris Rock's birthday? His month and his day. Two numbers together, together, that's the angel number for today. So hope you guys got something today from the thinking class, tightening it up, pulling it together, make an adjustment. There we go. There we go. There we go. That is the angel number for today. It is 227. 27 is the angel number for today. Someone can look up the angel number for today. 27 is the angel number for the day. If you're new to the thinking class, what we do is, okay, right, it goes down to 9. Good. Somebody, they already did. They already get this science down. It does break down to 9. So 27 is the number. 2 and the 7, when we add them together, is 9. So 9 is the ultimate number. Let's get it right there. I'm putting it in the chat room. So look up the angel number for 9. That is the number we want. This is Lawrence D. Adams, when spirituality and the game combine. So if you are new to this, and you're talking about the angel number, this is something that we do, a science that we do, because we believe that even with this spirituality and the game combines, that the angels are always talking and moving somebody's behind. So definitely 9 is the number for today. Let me blow out this candle. Oh. And for those who didn't see my picture on Instagram and Facebook, here is the new collection new to my collection right here. My new brim. Somebody get the angel number. Very nice, clean, nice texture, nice feather. This new to the collection. Brand new. Gotta put it in the box. Nice. And you like that new brim, fresh. Nice brim right there. Nice feather. Just got to, show it out a little bit. This is what we do. If somebody get the angel number, put it inside of the number 9 is the angel number for today. Nice and clean. I like this because it's different. I like the feather in there, but I like the I seen it online before. Like, I don't like that. But to actually look at it now in person, it is really nice. Thank you so much, Blackjack. I'm going to read that angel number, and we about to call it 20, and you put 27 in there too. Good, I appreciate that. So we got both of them in there. Then we're going to get, so you like that brim to the collection. Let's get these angel number. Blackjack has it right here. Then we're going to get to 27. Angel number 29, it represents the age of knowledge. Age and knowledge emerges in your life when you have sufficient experience of life and take charge of your destiny. This number is a sign of maturity. Bingo. Having number 9 is a divine gift from the angels themselves. I think that talks about what we talked about today. She put in, I love this too. She said, angel number 27 is in communication to listen to the indication of supreme power. We talked about that. You should be controlled and directed by these divine angelic messages. Wow. There we go. Right on time. Both numbers were just right there. Let me put the other part. Your instinct should be your beacon, and you have complete trust in yourself and capabilities. This is all we talked about for Chris Rock. by his number. So let me read it again. I want to make sure we understand. And then this is it. Angel number 9 is a representation of age and knowledge. It emerges in your life when you have sufficient experience of life and take charge of your destiny. What we're calling for Chris Rock to do. Take charge of your destiny. Don't play the damn victim. The number is a sign of maturity. Very true. Having the angel number is a divine gift from the angels themselves. Then we went to angel number 27. Angel number is communicating to listen to the indications of supreme power. We talked about that. You should be controlled and directed by divine angelic messages. Correct. So shout out to the angel number. I'm going to read this part right here. Your instincts should be your beacon, and you have complete trust in yourself and your capabilities. We know that's completely what Chris Rock will do. Let me show this hat off again. We got another angel number in case. Angel number 27 is a sign that the angels are regarding your soul mission. The number is asking you to have faith that you are in the right path in your life and that the angels are right beside you, guiding you and helping you along the way. All that makes sense to what we're talking about in regards of Chris Rock. I thought I would leave this to angel. Y'all really. I thought I would leave this to angel number 279. It's a sign of closure. You just ended a relationship that existed for a long time. It hurts you because you're not sure of what really happened. You feel betrayed and confused because you believe you gave it your all. So that, and we look at that in regards to that angel number that Blackjack just put in at the end, I want you to get something. Their relationship could be the old version of Chris Rock emerging to the new version of who Chris Rock is. The old version of Chris Rock emerging to the new version of who he is. With that being said, this is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm going to put this one more time so you guys can see it. This is the new collection. Add to the collection. Nice brim. I love the color. Different. I seen it online. I said, I ain't going to wear that clown thing. I look like a clown. But when I put it on, oh, baby, that fits good. That fits good. It fits. It is nice. It is nice. Look at that's perfect. So shout out to everybody. This is the new brim for LDA. And it's sunny. Everybody wants me. I've been getting a lot of requests. Hey, LDA, you should be part of the Silver Fox squad. And you need to be a part of them. That's you. I got tagged in one of the videos because somebody thought it was me in the video. No, I'm not part of the Silver Fox squad, but I'm a Silver Fox. Let's put it that way. You said it's gorgeous, but yeah, I feel you. Yeah, so I am that. So no, we don't want that, Beyonce. So yeah, so that's beautiful. Looks different in the picture posted. Yeah, it does look different. But yeah, I'm not part of the Silver Fox. So if anybody knows who's part of the Silver Fox crew, the guys with the beards, they be posing and looking cool. Hey, it is what it is. But this is Lawrence D. Adams. I am out of here. Thank you for joining us today. Let me put this banner up. Thank you for joining us today. This has been very, 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 very good today. And I know. And we are going out. Join us tomorrow as we talk about Will Smith and what he needs to do, the aftermath. Join us tomorrow as we talk about Will Smith and what he needs to do, the aftermath. We out of here. Peace and hair grease. Ooh.